Now, what I have to say here, because I split it up for obvious reasons, is because the possibility of this match actually happening. Now, with what happened last week of Michael Sam being released by, I believe, the Rams, which, for a gay man being banned to Ram, I don't understand. I mean, obviously it's a big deal for a gay man that no longer be able to Ram. And what I mean by Ram, for those who get it, I thank you. But what's going on here is a disgrace. Because tonight on Raw, if it hasn't changed, and this is probably why they got Jerry Springer to do the Bella thing. But what we had originally was Michael Sam coming to Raw with an open mic. Sound familiar? To a certain superstar that was recently having his lawyers of all people send a $22, probably was $22, but 22-page letter to WWE for having his likeness in the video game, and for him, I will refer to him from now on as the Chris Benoit of professional wrestling, Mr. CM Punk, or Benoit Punk. But what we have here is a disgrace. But that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Michael Sam having an open mic saying whatever the fuck he wants to say at the NFL. But before this could happen, Michael Sam was, I believe, to the Cowboys, I believe. The Cowboys, I think, picked him up. I have to look. I apologize for not having my facts in straight. Michael Sam dodged the bullet here, because what WWE would have had for them, at least how I would have booked it, it's for those who remember this kind of match, you'll laugh at this, but what we had here, for those who don't, you'll understand. What we were going to have originally with Michael Sam coming back was the return of Darren Young, and with Darren Young returning, we would have the first ever naked oil strap match in WWE history as well as in wrestling history, with the exception of HCW. But what we have here is Michael Sam obviously back on the ballot here. But with Michael Sam being back in the NFL, there's a conflict of interest. But what was originally going to happen is either Darren Young got called out by, I think Darren Young is still injured, but this match would have still happened because it goes to the gay community. The only reason Darren Young was getting a push because he came out of the closet, literally. Probably a walk-in closet, but nonetheless. Darren Young, it was ridiculous that he came out, and that's the only reason the primetime players were getting a push to begin with. But with what's going on here in the NFL, and I just have to double check, I'm sorry, this way I can help my fantasy team, because if a gay guy gets on the fucking roster, what's that going to say about my picks and my legitimacy? But what we need here is I don't even remember what fucking position the guy was in. So that'll be a long time before we find him. But the point of this whole thing was Darren Young was going to be challenged, or challenge Michael Sam to the first ever naked oil strap match. And for those who don't know what the naked oil strap match is, it goes like this. There is a pool of baby oil of some sort of substance in a pool, and you are bound together by a leather strap, much like a bull rope or a chain match, except you are held by the dick. You are held by the strap to the dick. And of course, neither of these men would have a problem with that, obviously. But you would be bound by the dick, by the balls. And by the way, I should have said earlier, if you were watching and you are children, fuck you, I'm going to speak my mind here. What's going to happen in this naked oil, what could have happened in this naked oil strap match, same rules, four corner like any other strap match or any other match we were bound by some sort of kind, except for the tied behind the back rule. But in this instance, Michael Sam and Darren Young would probably have no problem with this rule. But the fact here is, it's very simple. And I'm probably making it more complicated as it is. But the fact that Michael Sam would be on Raw to begin with is of course going towards that gay community, and it's a big demographic, a very big demographic, because obviously they're going to wrestle in their free time anyway. But the fact here is that Darren Young or Michael Sam would have been challenged by one another to the first ever naked oil strap match. You would have had your pre-show set up, because who would not pay $9.99 on the $9.99 network for $9.99 for the $9.99 naked oil strap match Ice Bucket ALS challenge? It's for a good cause, obviously, which I forgot to mention. It was for ALS, so as well as the pool, there would be a... Oh, and by the way, I was right. Michael Sam did sign with the goddamn Cowboys, so he's fucked either way. Then again, you wouldn't mind getting fucked. But anyway, with Michael Sam being the man that he is, would challenge Darren Young to the first ever naked oil strap match, Ice Bucket ALS challenge. For obviously for ALS, which you can donate for, by the way, on ALSA, Macmillan, for those people in the UK, and several other sites. Donating out to good cause. Why don't you do the Ice Bucket challenge? I'll nominate a bunch of fuckers once I actually do it. But I guess probably no one's nominated me. I don't know what the fuck problem with that is. Then again, Michael Sam and Darren Young would like me getting wet regardless. But I don't swing that way. Just wanted to make that clear this whole time. I've been talking about this naked old strap match because, think about it. Well, who wouldn't pay? It's $9.99 on the network, why not? But, you know, that was the plan for Michael Sam. I just want to get it out there. But a bigger story here is that Ray Rice would have been the referee, because as well as naked oil strap match, it would have been a lumberjack ALS Ice Bucket Challenge strap match with naked oil in it, because the lesbians would be in there. And we know that Ray Rice was suspended for smacking a bitch upside the head in an elevator, thanks to TMZ. But what we have here is Ray Rice with the elevator, and what we have here is something, because Ray Rice, I have to read this because this is just unbelievable. That fucking Ray Rice,
you know, the major story in...
What the fuck? Oh, I was listening to that earlier. That's why that's playing. But yes, for those that don't know, as I was playing in the background there for a minute, Ray Rice has been suspended indefinitely, as well as released by the Ravens. The Ravens have lost a key player in Ray Rice. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck, NFL? First you get rid of a faggot, and now you get rid of a nigger? I hate saying that word, but damn, if a faggot can fucking be a faggot and get released from a team called the Rams, it's the perfect fit for a gay guy. Put him in the Rams. There's not many teams with sexual innuendos. I mean, Jesus. What we have here is a faggot who was once being able to ram, but is now going to play cowboy. And now the black man that was batting at bat can't fucking smack a bitch? Can't fucking smack a hoe. And I'm not going to go Negro on you because I don't want to be a Negro. I'm not going to do a jive-talking motherfucker, but Jesus, if a nigger can't bite a bitch, if a nigger can't fucking slap a bitch, what the fuck? Because a nigger can slap his bitch and not only be suspended indefinitely, but released by his team, because all the other bitches and all their other shit with their feminist dickery. And by the way, feminism and dickery does not go in the same thing, because it's either one or the other. You pick one. You either get dick or you become a feminist and you just become a lesbian or something. I don't fucking know. I'm probably offending so many people and I don't give a shit. What's going on here is you can take steroids, you can take HGH, and you can be suspended for what? 4 games? But you smack a bitch, you get suspended. Isn't your job to hit people in the NFL? And you hit your wife. To be fair, hitting your wife is wrong. But is it worth a suspension? But to be fair, neither of these men are on my fantasy team, so I can give a shit less. I hope they fucking die. But what you have to remember here, naked old strap match could have happened. Then we get Jerry Springer, so same thing. But also, is hitting a woman worth getting suspended. I don't understand it. But at the end of the day, I guess that's the price you have to pay. Because in this America, anything can happen.